Hey, welcome back, guys. Here's a part 2 vlog on the TrackMaster build. Some pretty cool major updates. I'm gonna show you here, and my prototyping rear end suspension system that you're looking at now. I'll explain that in a second too, but I'll just go ahead and go over the car. Originally, this TrackMaster chassis had the 6 gear on here, and it's a really smooth, good running 6 gear. But I know I didn't want to keep it on there because I wanted to run these TrackMaster belt systems. I got two sitting here. I think I have 4 total. I'm going to put 1 in the sprint car. But anyways, so what I did was I did away with the bulkhead, and I CNC'd. This is all prototype, so these aren't the finished parts. These are just rough CNC'd, not really cleaned up well. But I mean, it still looks good. So I did away with the stock bulkhead. I made these McAllister triangular type mounting brackets here. And what's cool about these, you'll see in a second, it's not like the ones that bolt up to the stock bulkhead, you know, like on the back of those. I mean, they'll work like that, but the reason I designed this is because it's adjustable. I'll explain that. So before I do that, I'll talk about, so I'm using 12mm hex adapters, well, a conversion, some hubs I had laying around with hex on them. So I'm running, I think these are like HPI wheels. They're small, but I ordered some new mesh ones, so they'll look a lot nicer once they come in. So it uses the stock dog bones, no CVDs, no nothing different, and it's perfect. It's just like stock. And then the front is a common conversion, you know, with the B42. I'm using the team version. I had a parts car over there, so I took those off and using them on there. And the reason for using those, because on the TrackMaster chassis, these are flat. So when you mount your arms, your chassis, you know, your caster is going to be negative on the hub. So it's going to create a weird binding issue. Your steering is not going to be straight. It's just not right. So by using the B42s or different B4 versions, you got 0 caster on the when you got the hubs mounted, it's 0. So that's in line, which is what you want. The front's going to have a DS type, it's going to have a DS center type setup for the shocks. So they're going to be, you know, like the back, they're going to be pretty spread out. Just like the DS, I'm gonna see how those aluminum next. On the next video, you'll see. So forget what it looks like up here now, because this is all going to change. I'm going to get rid of this plate, and it's going to have the new mounting on there. So, and as you can see, I do got the TrackMaster belt diff on here. It's brand new. I actually got 2 brand new ones. And here's the rear end shock setup, like I was talking about. So it's completely adjustable. Now you see this? It's not a cantilever system. What it is you got 1 pivot hole on each triangular mount. These are just, you know, similar to the McAllister type lowering kits, you know, that you've seen back in the days. Basically on these triangular kit mounting pieces here, I have it countersunk on the back, so a screw comes through the back, and then the shock just mounts independently, so you don't have to adjust this screw at all. The idea was to make it a quick change, so if you wanted to make a quick leveling change in the field, all you would have to do is just loosen up the 1 pivot screw, take 1 out, and select the hole. See behind there, you can see the holes. See, those are different holes you could go to raise it up or lower it to what you need it. I mean, you can go from 1 inch, you know, look how far you can go. The suspension's really good like that. Like I said, by saving time, by just countersunk these holes in the back of there. So you could always have this tight and never have to worry about loosening that. Just only two you're going to loosen is that one, and take these out, select it. So I'm gonna see if I can do this one-handed. Probably not. I'm going to pause the video for 1 second and put these on, and I'll show you. But anyways, here's the adjustments, so you can see what you can do. It'd be cool if you could do like a mono shock, you know, but it wouldn't have independent suspension. But you can do small shocks on each side. That'd be kind of cool. Cantilever. Anyways, that was on a different design. I was doing it on a completely different car. You know, these are all for my RC10. So I'm just creating a collection of different versions. But I am going to run this on road 17.5 with a 410R black box that I have over there. I'll have a Savox servo and a Mach 3 17.5 motor. That's what I'm going to run on it. I'm going to try to switch these plates around so it's on the other side, but it's not going to matter. So, but like I said, hub 12mm conversion on the back, and with dog bones, stock dog bones, and everything's lined up pretty parallel to each other. So let me pause the video, put these 2 screws on, and I'll show you what the suspension does after that. But again, remember, it's doing this. So you pick the hole you want and you screw right through. So pause. Alright guys, I'm back. So like I said, I had to put these screws in, so I just basically chose the middle hole, and still like it running at low, and it's got a nice suspension. And if we use different size tires or different diameter, taller, whatever, then then you could choose a different hole on these. So, but that's it. That's the back end. I think it looks sharp. I'm also going to make a little mounting bracket that comes down here, like an L bracket of sort, and then I'm also going to put a little bumper back here with standoffs, and then sit on back, just to give you a little bit of protection on your shocks if you're you're getting rear-ended. But it looks sharp. It's gonna be a nice on-road car because I'm gonna run it. So, but yeah, so I mean, totally adjustable on the rear end without having to move these in or out. And you could move these in or out. These are Andy's arms, so you got some adjustment. I think there's 3 holes. Yeah, there's 3 holes on each side, so you can adjust where you want this shock to if you even need it higher. But just by having it here and these mounting holes, you can go wherever you need it. So that's it. That's the setup on the TrackMaster so far. Stay tuned for part 2 or 3 even, when I get the front end parts done. So keep an eye on that. But that's my vlog 2 on the TrackMaster on-road. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, like, and comment. You can even message me if you want to see anything. If you want to see anything on my other builds, I'll do it. My next video is going to be on update to my Cadillac. Okay? All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.